Hi my loves, it's Maria. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here and you just found me. This is the first video I make like this for this channel. Normally I just come here and sing, and there may not be singing today, who knows. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about my song, the Songstress. And it is a dark day, it's raining, so that's why I ran the curtain. I don't know if I should just run it back. Give me a second. Is it better like this? I don't know. But yes, this is take two in this video because I had actually thought I was filming it and I wasn't. And I talked for like 12 minutes. But yeah, how crazy. But yeah, now I guess I know what I'm talking about. So maybe it will be more streamlined and less messy as it was just a few minutes ago. But yes, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my song, the Songstress. And I actually released it last month. If you've been following me, you know this is my very first self-produced song. I wrote it in 2016, but it's the first time I actually get a chance to produce it and release it on my own. I have had a really bad experience with working with a producer in the past, in 2011. So that's why I stopped myself from releasing any music, and even though I've continued to write songs since I was a kid, basically, since I was like 8 years old. In my adult life, I haven't attempted since to release music. Since I had that bad experience in 2011 with a producer, I just wanted to do it on my own and I didn't have the means, but now I do, so I will be releasing more music. Yes, the Songstress is the first song I ever produced by myself in this room with GarageBand. And I played all the instruments, basically because they're MIDI instruments and I used my keyboard. And it has been an amazing and fun, wonderful experience. I still have a world of stuff to learn when it comes to music production. Let me move this closer, I think. Is that better? Yes, I'm not used to making videos talking about this kind of stuff in this channel, so bear with me. So yes, the Songstress is what I wanted to talk about today, and so I have my notes here in this ice cream notebook, and I'm going to start with how the Songstress came to be. The Songstress was actually first envisioned as a poem in 2016. That's when I actually started actively writing poetry. I was going through a really hard time. I had just come back to university and I have this horrible history of enrolling at college and dropping out, enrolling and dropping out. It has just gone on forever and I never graduated. But I just have this horrible problem where I need to be really passionate about things, or else I just can't care, and I can't get myself to see things through if I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem I have to deal with, because in this world, all of us, unless you're born privileged, we have to do things that we don't want to do in order to survive. But I was really struggling with this truth back then. I was really struggling emotionally and spiritually. And the way that I found to deal with it, apart from writing songs, which I've been doing since forever, was writing poetry. I had a teacher, a professor, who taught us to view poetry from a different lens. Basically, through her, I discovered Edgar Allan Poe and like Robert Frost and a bunch of poets from, the classics. And whilst before I would have been sort of disinterested in poetry, this professor really made me feel like poetry is something special, Poetry is something that we can use to sort of heal our souls and like express certain emotions in a very beautiful way. And it's like song, but everyone reading it can give it the melody they want. I guess poetry is special to me, and I wrote the Songstress as a poem initially, but there was a melody attached to it. At least in my head, there was this melody attached to it when I was writing it, and it was a little different, like it was actually lower in pitch. It was darker. I guess I'm gonna have to sing it so that you know what I'm talking about. It was, instead of hidden by silence, the words of the poet, it was lower. It was more like hidden by silence, The words of the poet, bathing the darkness, the light of yesterday. It was also a different sort of melody, and this part went like this. The dandelion has been taken by the wind, carried to nothing beyond the point unseen. So it was slightly different. It wasn't that different, but it was slightly different, and I feel like it was darker in tone. But when I started writing it, I started finding more light in it, so that's why sort of, I don't know how to explain it other than cinematic. I guess it's kind of a dramatic song if you think about it. It's not your average ballad. It just, I got carried away with the strings and everything. I just made it really dramatic. But I really like how it turned out. And yes, maybe eventually I'll record the original melody as it was, sort of darker. But you know, when I thought to myself, I'm gonna make this into a song, I wondered, how can I make my sadness into something beautiful? Sorry, my phone just ran out of storage. So I was thinking to myself, as I was saying, I was thinking to myself, how can I make this song into something, this sadness of mine into something beautiful? Because that's sort of what I do with my art. I take my negative and dark feelings and I make them into something that's beautiful, at least to me. And I wanted to do that with the Songstress, because the feeling that I captured in the Songstress is those negative feelings that I was having those days. I was struggling with existentialism. I was struggling with the truth that I have to do this adult thing. I have to, when you're an adult, you have to understand that you have to sacrifice your days. Unless you're born privileged, you have to sacrifice most of your days to someone else in order to make money and survive. But I was struggling with that idea, and I've never known what to do for a day job, because all I want to do is music, and all I want to do is writing books and stuff. So when I was having free time at home, instead of working on my art and stuff, what I was doing was sleeping. I would spend my free time lying in bed, and I was sleeping or just lying there, and I would just watch YouTube videos later, like on my laptop, and I would write, but I would write at night. I was starting a science fiction novel those days, and I would write at night. I've always been a night owl. I've always struggled with sleeping at night. I can sleep during the day just fine. It is at night that I can't sleep well, and I guess it's just those existential feelings that I was having. Give me a second. Is it too dark now? I think it's better. It's just that the sun was on my face. But yeah, I feel that, you know how we're having a conversation here. It feels that way. I hope it feels that way to you too. Anyway, so I was struggling with those feelings, so I was just sleeping every day, and that's where the line, "The songstress sleeps the world away," came from, because I wanted to sing. I wanted to play violin again. I wanted to play guitar again. And I wanted to write and do my things, but I just was so exhausted with negative feelings, with everything, that I just, when I wasn't doing homework for university, and because I was taking science, I was taking a chemistry class, and that's very difficult. I was just sleeping my world away, and I didn't want it to be that way, but that's how it was. I just wanted to sing again. So when I made the Songstress into a song, I created it. I decided to, envision it through a character, basically. She can be a nymph, she can be a siren, whatever, even your own avatar. She can be whatever you want her to be, but she, in my mind, when I'm creating the music, she's this creature who wants to sing her songs again. And she is waking up from a slumber, basically. She had been sleeping her world away, but now she's waking up from this slumber, and she's discovering her voice again. She's learning to sing again. She's finding her songs again. She's singing again. And through her, I am singing again. I am singing again too, And that's what the Songstress is about. It's about galvanizing that desire to create art again, to sing, because it is not too late whilst you're still alive. And even though I was feeling finished, I was still 26 back then. I was so young. And there was still so much time. Look, I'm 34 now. And now is when I'm actually finally releasing this music and like putting it out there. And if I would have thought to myself it's over back then, I wouldn't be here talking to you, having this conversation. So yeah, I actually could have released music earlier if I would have worked with producers or something. It's just that I did not feel comfortable working with a producer again. I had a very horrible experience in 2011, and I'm not gonna talk about that here because this video will be way too long. I think it's way too long already, and I've probably overshared a lot. That's what I do when we're having a conversation, which we're doing right now. So I'm gonna talk about that in another video if you want to see more videos in which I chat with you about music and stuff. But yes, I did not want to trust anyone ever again with my songs. I wanted to produce them myself within the confines of my own abilities. Like maybe the Songstress could have been a lot better if I would have worked with someone who knows what they're doing. But as I said, like the experience was so bad and I lost so much money that I just didn't want to. I promised myself next time I release music, it's all gonna be in my hands, whether it's the best thing ever or not as good as it could be. I'm gonna make the best possible thing that I can produce myself, and I'm going to give it my all as much as I possibly can, because I don't want to let myself down, and I'm most certainly not gonna give someone else a chance to put me down again. So that's why I produced it myself. And yeah, that's the story of the Songstress, basically. I hope you like this video. It was kind of all over the place. I did have notes, but I didn't read them. That's how I am. So yeah, I hope you like this, and I hope you like the Songstress. If you haven't listened to it, go check it out. It's right here in this channel. You can listen to it for free completely, or you could stream it on Spotify and add me. Actually, I'm on Spotify as well as an artist. And I didn't have Spotify until this moment, until I released the Songstress, and I'm really loving it. So yeah, add me there if you're there, on Spotify. Get it on iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, whichever you use. And yeah, my next song is actually titled Scarecrow. I'm gonna be releasing it hopefully next month. It's almost complete. And that's a different vibe from the Songstress. It's kind of like sweeter, and I wrote that one in 2009, so it's pretty old. And yeah, it's kind of sweet and more pop music vibe than the Songstress. The Songstress is a lot more dramatic, more cinematic, while Scarecrow is more like pop music with, I did add strings and stuff because I'm a violin player. I love strings. I love drama, I guess. So I guess you could say. It has a lot of piano in it. I can't wait to share that with you. There's also another little project that I'm working on, which is gonna go on a separate channel because I don't think it goes with this one. This channel is more for my singing. This other project is called Daughter of Light, and the channel already, I made it. You can go subscribe to it right now. I'm gonna put a link somewhere, and it's also gonna be linked below. In Daughter of Light, I'm going to be sharing my instrumental compositions, and the first composition is called Finding the Secret Garden, and it's a very magical piece, very sweet, and I hope you like it. This is it for this video. I'm gonna link everything below that I have mentioned here. I have a separate channel where I post my poetry, and I have 3 poetry books published if you're interested in checking those out. I'm gonna link them below. And yeah, this is it for this video. I will see you in my next one, hopefully with a song. I'm also working on a song cover. It is a jazz classic again, so I'm going to be posting that very soon, hopefully next Saturday. And yeah, I hope you like spending this time with me, and if you did, give me a thumbs up, and I hope that wasn't too all over the place. Yeah, see you soon. Bye.
Watch it fade away, watch it fade away. The songstress leaps the world away. Watch it fade away, watch it fade away.